Michelle said to me that Ann Moore did not want the Essence Festival because she really didn't understand it. Ann Moore was the CEO of Time Inc., and she said the Essence Festival was in music. We're a publishing company, a publishing empire. But I said there was no way that we were not going to continue having a festival because I saw the value, I saw the connection. I was still the CEO, and so it will continue, no matter what Ann Moore and anyone else had to say.
We unfortunately had to move the festival for that 1 year to Houston because New Orleans was in no shape and the Superdome was in no shape for us to have a festival there.
Houston, thank you, but this is the New Orleans Essence Festival.
I'm Beyonce. Check me out at this year's Essence Music Festival. We're coming home to New Orleans.
You'd have some 300,000 people descend on New Orleans, pouring millions of dollars into the city, but all to be at the center of the heartbeat of Black women. And that was magical.
Essence plus New Orleans is family.
Susan Taylor has been working from New York to help rebuild New Orleans.
Those who know her say when she speaks, powerful people listen.
Repair the levees, repair housing, make people whole again. We have the resources.
She says how the nation responds to New Orleans shows how the country deals with poverty, failing schools, and housing issues.
Part of the proceeds from ticket sales for Essence concerts will benefit the Children's Defense Freedom Schools in New Orleans. And presidential hopeful and Illinois Senator Barack Obama will take the stage at the Essence Fest tonight.
It was almost 2 years ago right here in New Orleans. All the hurricane did was lay bare the fact that we have not attended to the issues in this country for too long, and it is time for us to turn the page and create a new America for all people, not just some people.
We have momentous news. Senator Barack Obama of Illinois will be the next president, a century and a half after the Constitution abolished slavery and guaranteed blacks the right to vote. 4 decades after the passage of the Civil Rights Act, voters have chosen our first African-American president.
The Obamas really represented the best of what Essence could be.
I remember exactly where I was when Obama got elected. I mean, I don't think there's a black person that doesn't.
In terms of history, it's so big, it was a game changer.
When Barack Obama was elected president, the TV was in the office and we all came in to watch the results. So we knew we were not getting work done that day.
I remember holding my 5-month-old daughter, screaming at the top of my lungs, "You will never know a world without a black president!" And it was, it meant a lot to me, but what it meant for her, you know, she would see herself reflected in a much more important way.
Barack Obama instilled a sense of humanity and reminded us that hope was not a bumper sticker, that hope was real.
Essence was vigilant about its relationship to the Obamas, about nurturing that to the point of getting the very beautiful cover that was shot in their home in Chicago on the steps. That really gave us a place of power and ownership within the Black community because it was real. It was a real relationship.
Michelle LaVaughn Robinson, girl of the South Side. For the past 25 years, you have not only been my wife and mother of my children, you have been my best friend. You took on a role you didn't ask for, and you made it your own, with grace and with grit and with style and good humor.
So you have the strength and patriarchy of President Obama, but you also have the incredible force and power of Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama got so much criticism for nothing.
Our motto is, when they go low, we go high.
The fact that no one could figure out why Michelle made them uncomfortable always makes me laugh. Because you know she could beat you behind and school you.
Now is the time for all of us to stand up and say enough is enough.
No one ever thought that a black woman with that much agency, with that much presence, with that much humor and intelligence would be in the White House.
When I wake up in a house that was built by slaves and I watch my daughters two beautiful black young women head off to school, waving goodbye to their father, the President of the United States.
Michelle Obama is what you want all great women to be, themselves.
You made the White House a place that belongs to everybody.
Oh my goodness.
And the new generation sets its sights higher because it has you as a role model. You have made me proud, and you have made the country proud.
You are the women who will build the world as it should be. You're gonna write the next chapter in history, not just for yourselves, but for your generation and generations to come. Because communities and countries and ultimately the world are only as strong as the health of their women.
With Michelle in the White House, it appeared as if the very embodiment of Susan Taylor's vision for Essence had persevered through tumultuous times.
Susan Taylor has been the driving force behind Essence magazine. She has asked for my help today to enlist 1 million people to become mentors.
But this triumph was overshadowed by the official end of Ed Lewis and Susan Taylor's contracts with Time Inc. Essence had taken on the daunting challenge of expanding while preserving its essential connection with its core audience.
Black folks are gonna win, and when we do, when we rise, all the boats rise.
Susan is to be commended for the role that she played in helping Essence grow and how black women became even more powerful.
Essence has held up a mirror for black women to see their magnificence, and I wanted to give the younger editors an opportunity to hold the reins. Essence didn't need me anymore, and I wanted to focus on the needs of our children.
In the wealthiest country in the world, we have 30 million people who go to sleep hungry. 1 in 8 is poor. We have millions of people without health insurance. We have failing schools. Everywhere there are poor people. Failing schools are the pipeline to prison. In this nation, teachers are paid less than most professionals. And it's our responsibility as elders, not on our watch. We can do better than this. Wonderful.
God bless you, Susan.
The iconic Susan L. Taylor is a once-in-a-generation type of person because she lived her purpose. And I think that's part of why she's so loved.
Susan Taylor meant so much to me.
Decades of inspirational work in our community, and you also taught me how to love myself.
She was the beginning of teaching black women how to take care of our mental health. We didn't have the right words to put with it at that time, but that's exactly what she did. It was revolutionary for me.
I got to look at Susan one day out of the blue, and I was like, oh, she's stunning.
It's a privilege to be born black and female in the now time, when we can choose to live our lives by the authority of our own soul. Your health, your wholeness, your happiness, your wealth, they're all at your fingertips.
There's not a point that I'm going to talk about Susan Taylor and not cry. I don't know how you talk fully about a woman who chose you. Susan didn't step away from Essence, she evolved.
The Holy Spirit is asking us to do more than just say the word. Hands that serve are holier than lips that pray.
When Susan Taylor makes her departure, it feels as if she's taking the very heart and soul of the magazine with her.
From the time I joined at the end of 1970 until I left in 2008, Essence has always been about more than just what it seemed to be. There was always something underlying. Service to the community and making sure that the community was thriving. That's really what Essence has always been about. And that's why love leadership is really important. And that's what I tried to bring to Essence.
Corporations, by their very nature, lack a face, a heart, a soul. And with Time Inc. now assuming full responsibility for Essence's future, the question arises, what lies ahead?